Barstool Big Cat, host of Pardon My Take, and voluminous tweeter at Barstool Big Cat. It's time for his weekly conversation with Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000.
Now in the street there is violence.
Barstool Big Cat brought to you by Stella Blue Coffee. Get yours at StellaBlueCoffee.com. And a portion of the proceeds goes to Pause Chicago. Why don't you ever get credentialed and come on up to Hallis Hall with us?
I don't want to be like you guys.
Big J journalism.
Neither do we.
Yeah. No, I want to have the freedom to say what I want to say.
Wow.
You could say what you want to say.
Did you just basically say we say things that we don't truly believe because we have to say things we don't believe? Is that what you just said?
Exactly what I said.
Okay.
And I can say it because I'm sitting in my car right now.
Right. Is it because you're still a little bit scared because you said some things that didn't go over well
that's right.
and you just
I
don't
forgot
want to
about
show
that.
your face up here? Mr.
No,
Big
I have no
Tough Guy.
problem. Listen, I'll apply for credentials. I think I'm like O for lifetime in applying and successfully getting credentialed. So I'll apply. What am I going to do? Just walk around and just be like, hey, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
Big
here.
Cat. You're not.
Okay, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll join you guys on a Wednesday.
Why don't you
That's
come
how
up
I can get
tomorrow
in.
and watch practice?
Well, we're not here then. I want to see him when we're here.
Yeah.
I want to see him after we said we were going to be here and we weren't here, and we brought him up here and he had to be here by himself when we weren't here.
Well, there's other people here. It wouldn't
Are
be a
you
great
saying?
prank.
Yeah. Are you saying I can't fend for myself? How the boys looking?
They look pretty good.
Yeah, they do. They do. Like, there's some good plays and bad plays by Caleb, but he looks the part. The defense looks great. The secondary's great. It's surreal to see Keenan Allen in a Bears uniform.
Miller's got a punter boner.
Punter, I saw the news about the punter. It was the highlight of the practice. It's never a great thing, but that's okay.
That's a good point, Big Cat. It's not a great thing when your punter's the highlight of your practice.
It's not true. This wasn't like one of those days where everything sucked and the punter was the only good thing. The punter is just really, really good, and there were other good things, and it was just kind of icing on the cake as well.
Okay, so let's go. We got a complete team, all three phases.
Yes.
17-0, buddy.
Yep, I'm ready to go. Do you guys? I threw this take out there on Pardon My Take today, and people got mad at me because the problem is I'm not saying what people think I'm saying. But here, walk through this with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I find myself wishing away summer to get to football because I love football so much. Right. And I wish I didn't wish away summer. So I was thinking like maybe football started more like mid-October and then went all the way till late February, maybe March, and then I didn't have to wish away summer as much. But that's also stupid because then you get March Madness. It was a dumb thought by me.
Maybe push March Madness into later
April.
in the spring.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm just trying to find a way to get – because I have a long-standing belief that winter doesn't start until football's over. And that kind of applies for the conference championship week because it's like, oh, you only have 2 games and then there's a week off. So winter starts right after basically the divisional round. Now we're getting a little bit later, and it's nice. We got some college football playoff games. They just released the schedule. We got games all throughout January. So it's like January becomes a lot easier when you have football to watch on the weekend.
No, I'm not buying
so
your plan.
it's like, how can we get football all the way?
No.
Get us all the way through winter, just erase winter.
There's very few things in the world of sports, if any, that are perfect, and I believe that the NFL is as close to that as humanly possible.
I agree.
So to tinker with something that's as close to perfect as humanly possible, I think is an exercise in futility, Mister.
I agree. Like I said, it was a dumb thought I had. It's more based on the fact that I find myself wishing away summer, and I know that that's a wrong thing to do.
Do you know what part of the problem is? Do you remember the feeling of walking out of the United Center, and instead of being frozen, you would open up those doors as you would walk out, and you would feel the humidity of the May and June air after walking out of a postseason Hawks games or Bulls game. Like, we don't get that feeling anymore, and like, we're walking out of the United Center for the last time in March and April now, and that we don't have May and June games anymore.
Yes, I actually had that feeling going to work today. I was like, man, it'd be nice if the Hawks were playing in the Stanley Cup this weekend.
Yes.
Like, that would be pretty cool. Like that, those runs where it just extended, and you had that, the weather was turning, and it's like, oh, every night's a bar night with your friends because the Hawks are deep. Yeah, I agree. It's like, we just don't have that now. We just have to delude ourselves into thinking the Cubs are good.
That's not a scheduling problem. That's a management problem.
Yes, for sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Bulls and the Hawks have created this void to make us think that there's a scheduling problem because they just aren't good anymore. Right. And I used to always say that to my grandfather when I was a kid, and then I grew up appreciating it as an adult because you go to these games in the middle of January and you freeze your ass off when it's 20 below and you're wearing this big, thick jacket inside the United Center. And then all of a sudden you walk out of a game like in late May and early June and you're wearing shorts or you're wearing, some warm weather clothes and you walk out and you're not freezing anymore and you're like, I love going to the United Center when it's warm out because I'm going to an important game. Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it. I swear to God I had that feeling this morning. I was like, man, because it's just like something about the air right now. This is like right when it's like, yes, we should still be having some sports. But yeah. Alas, no, we got nothing. We got nothing, and we're going to like it.
So I was telling Waddle about your argument with yourself over whether or not the Cubs are back.
Yeah, so I went to the game last night. It was a tough one. Started really bad, and Morel's error in the third inning or fourth inning, I mean, that guy, like, he can't hit and he can't field, and I don't know what we're doing. And then, of course, he hits a home run. And it's like just the back and forth where it's like, oh, they stink. Oh, no, they're good again. I know it's against the White Sox who are really, really bad. But I also heard, I think the next 22 games are against mediocre or below 500 competition. Now we're mediocre, so it's not like we're going to feast on some bad teams because we're also a bad team. But it is the feeling of like, I just need them to just hold on for a while, Like we can't end the summer.
For what?
The Cubs can't end because the Cubs can't end their season this early. It's like the Cubs anchor the summer where it's like they're playing meaningful baseball, and this last 3 weeks it slips faster than we thought. So it's like this has to come back the other way in the next 3 weeks. Otherwise, we'd be very, very upset.
All right, let me ask you both this question. What was your biggest takeaway from last night's game as a Cub fan?
We're back.
What about you? What was your biggest takeaway?
That at times I really despise this team.
Okay, mine was that Shota had his second consecutive questionable start, to be kind. And I'm wondering whether or not he is regressing to what you expected him to be, not this.
Like a 3.5 ERA guy?
Yes. That was my biggest takeaway from if the White Sox can give him some trouble, that lineup, then is he going to, because he's had a historically good start to his career. First 10 starts, historically good. Our teams now, I mean, he's never faced the same team twice so far, but our guys, the film study and everything, are people starting to figure him out a little bit, or what's the story with him?
Okay, all right. So, yes, he obviously didn't pitch great last night, but what does it look like if we have a competent third baseman?
Okay, but that's an interesting question.
That was a double play. No,
that's not a double play. There's no chance that's a double play. No way. No chance.
Yeah, it was first and second, and the ball was hit right to him on the bag. He touches third and throws to
first. No chance.
First.
That's not a double play.
If he's a good third baseman, it is.
But he's not a good third baseman. But my point is, as a good pitcher, Big Cat learns to find a way to overcome some of the mistakes of his teammates. And what did Shota do? He ended up giving a ding-dong to what's-his-face and had a double to what's-his-face. So, there's a lot of –
Can't you name
him? I
him?
understand he's regressing. But
there was Robert hit a home run, and Lee had a double.
That was later when Robert
hit
the home run.
That was way later. You're just giving every run.
Gave him the 6-5 lead.
Who was the double? The double? That was Lee.
Wasn't it Sosa?
No, Sosa hit a home run too.
Right. And a home run. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, it was all in that inning. It was a. I actually when I got home, I told my wife, I was like, our third baseman made a 5-run error, and she's like, how's that possible?
It's not possible. Your wife's a smarter baseball person than you.
I was like, well, it wasn't all 5, but it felt like it. It did feel like it. So, yeah,
it felt that way because you got your head down and you're just swinging. Vaughn singles to center, Robert singles to right. What's his face? DeYoung grounded into a fielder's choice. I'm just saying, Lee did double to left. So, I mean, like
you were looking for the home run,
You can sit here and say, well, Shota wasn't good last night.
Who hit the home run? Lenine Sosa.
Sosa did, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was later.
That's all Sosa does is homer
What's
at
his
Wrigley.
face? He told you.
What's his face? Right.
Homer being doubled.
But he also gave up the bomb. Didn't he give up the bomb to – who gave up the bomb?
No, that was
to?
after the rain.
Oh, that's
that
right.
was after the rain. I'm trying to say that was
Did
Shota.
you say – what was the more important rain delay for the Cubs? Was it last night or in 2016?
Oh, definitely last night.
Me too. I agree.
No, I'm joking. No, what?
I wanted to pull the question just to get people mad at me. Like, that's a move you would have done. Like,
yeah, they started the broadcast. They're like, this could be the rain delay. Or at the end of the broadcast, they're like, this could be the rain delay, just like 2016. Turns around the whole season.
By the way, I've mentioned this to you. I want to know if Big Cat heard this. So I was watching Marquee. Maybe it was like last Wednesday. And the Cubs were sending Tommy Hotovy to the mound because someone was struggling. And it happened. Boog says, this would be a great time for the pitching coach to come out, maybe settle down your starting pitcher, starts giggling. And he says, well, I was just pulling a Stoney right there, basically. And I don't know, I can't believe more people didn't catch this. What he was saying was, and he and JD were having a laugh about
don't
it.
help him.
I know. I'm having a rough day. But anyway, he basically said, that's what Stoney, that's how Stoney would constantly say, hey, this would be a great time for the pitching coach to come out here and settle down your pitcher. When the guy had already left the dugout and was on his way to the mound, but Stoney was, kind of looked like this guy who could see the future and then Boog says, as they're kind of laughing, Boog goes, I love you, Stoney, you're the best. But it was kind of like,
very
selling
inside baseball.
Yeah,
literally.
selling secrets and kind of, kneecapping Stoney a little bit. I thought it was funny. That was great.
Yeah.
You guys didn't hear that? You didn't see that?
162 games.
That was
I don't
great.
know how those guys do it. I don't know how they do it. We had another
Boog's
Striffen
awesome.
the other night. How about that Striffen we had the other night?
Another one, right?
With Tommy Pham, yeah. Where he just was like, you don't come at us. You don't come at us. Like, who's us?
What do you think he was referring to? Like, what don't the White Sox, what aren't they going to take?
I think he was trying to say that Milwaukee's a small market team and the White Sox aren't, but when you look, like, that's just a crazy argument to make with how the teams are run. I don't know.
Think he thought it out that through. I don't think he thought that through like that.
He just wanted to fight.
Did you like his home run call last night of Robert? I mean, that one was enthusiastic and was very creative.
I said I was going to watch Striffen to see if there was any hate, but I didn't. I'm too loyal to Boog.
Why?
I think Striffen is like weirdly, and this is I said this the other night when the Tommy Pham thing happened. Like, I understand White Sox fans, they might be like, no, this is crazy. Don't even take his side. But he's so crazy, I might start liking him. Like, he doesn't make any sense.
He's so crazy, and he makes no sense that he's almost funny.
Meller, do we have the sound of him calling? Like, listen, you could hear. I didn't hear it live. I heard it afterwards. Do you have the sound of his home run call
from Robert last night?
Yeah, I mean, it was actually Shea tweeted right afterwards. Says, "Listen, got to give credit where credit was due. That's a good home run."
Wait
call.
a minute. We're like tweeting a good job after a major
That's
league
what Shea
baseball
did.
announcer is calling a home run.
That's what Shea was doing.
Low. The bar's low right now. He's actually smart. He came in and he just made a fool of himself, and now it's like, hey, if he can do a competent home run call, credit to him.
He was sandbagging all of us, and now all of a sudden we're going to be like, boy, he really improved over the season.
No, I'm not sure.
Well, not all of us, not me. He never came at podcasters. He said radio losers, not podcasters.
That's right. That's true.
If he says radio guest losers, guests on radio shows, then I'll have a problem.
That's awesome.
He's just crazy. So, like, you know what it is? I think that if he was like 35 years older, I think he could get away with it because he's like, that old guy. He's just doing his crazy thing again.
Then he'd be Hawk. You know,
right,
if he was a
exactly,
former player and he was 35 years older, he'd be Hawk Harrelson.
But he's
not a former player, and he's in the first year of doing.
How old do you think he is, Big Cat?
I don't know. He's got to be like early mid 30s.
I think he's like 38, 39.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that could be early mid 30s. Some of us are 39, being like, "Hey, we're early mid 30s."
There was two in like the shortest inning of the game. I think it was like the third or something like that. Jed came into the booth. You were at the game, so you weren't watching. But it was one of those half innings when Jed comes into the booth, and it was when the Cubs were batting. Do you remember this? Did you see this, Waddle?
Yeah, I was watching it.
And the inning, Big Cat, the half inning the Cubs batted, literally lasted 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And
Good for
it was
having
like me in the bedroom. 90 seconds in and out, and it ended in a double play.
Wait, what are JD and Boog doing in your bedroom?
Well, I said last night, Sylvia, I said to my friend who I share season tickets with, who I went with, I was like, I would do anything to just have Kyle Schwarber in this lineup.
Oh.
Just one guy who's like, you can't get up when this guy's about to be at bat.
Well,
we don't have a single one of those guys.
Isn't that the polar bear, though? I know you don't like him, but that's him.
I know. It's just like it's like when the Cubs are really playing as bad as they've been playing, it's not even that they're not scoring. It's like they're not even like getting hard hit balls. You know what I mean?
It's terrible.
Dribblers and just like
they're
this?
boring. It's terrible. It literally was my bedroom, Waddle, because 90 seconds and I was thinking about baseball. That's the essence of what happens with most guys, and they didn't even say to him, let's stick around and let's continue the conversation. They knew his team sucks, and they're like, all right, Jed, see you later.
When you're thinking baseball, are you also thinking about the broadcasters as well, or no?
No, you're not thinking about
Okay.
broadcasters.
I'm thinking Striffen. I'm thinking Striffen.
Are you really? What's your thought? What is that thought?
I'm like, you don't come at us. No.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What?
I come.
Really?
You don't come.
Magnificent. Magnificent. So, hey, did you get in today, or is this too like Mount Rushmore-y and too off-season stuff about the C.J. Stroud debate and the Eli versus Rodgers thing?
What was it? I missed it.
All right, so C.J. Stroud said on the podcast that he does that he would take the career, and I think this is so dumb, that he would take the career of Eli Manning over Aaron Rodgers, and you may do it too because you hate Rodgers. But
no,
because of the 2 Super Bowls versus the 1 Super Bowl. But it's so dumb. Then all we're doing is making it a resume contest over who won the most Super Bowls. No one would say, if we're looking at Caleb Williams' career, that we would rather him be Eli Manning versus him being Aaron Rodgers. That's complete. That's being a moron.
Well, are you saying that we get 2 Super Bowls?
No. Would you rather him play like Eli Manning or Aaron Rodgers?
But does he get 2 Super Bowls?
I don't know how the rest of the 52 guys are going to turn out.
That's to be determined.
Yes, I'd rather him play like Aaron Rodgers. Eli Manning was, he won 2 Super Bowls. He was never a top 3, top 5 quarterback in the league in any given season that he played. Like, if you look at his stats, it just wasn't – it's kind of like a Flacco, where it's like he had a couple runs where he was just out of this world, and he played the best ball at the right time, which you've got to give him a ton of credit for. But Aaron Rodgers, has won MVPs and has had his team always there in the playoffs. They just, unfortunately, the San Francisco 49ers exist for him. So that's not even a debate. Unless you say I can guarantee 2 Super Bowls. You guys want to debate real quick?
Yeah.
That we had today?
Yes.
All right. If you were so you don't know you don't actually know that you're picking this. So it's like Men in Black after you pick it. But you can pick for all of your teams to win a title in 1 calendar year, but they'll never win again, or play it out as it goes.
Play it out.
But you don't know. So here's the big part, because I said that if you knew that your teams were going to win the calendar year and then you knew you'd never win again, I would never do that, because then, You're just basically saying for the rest of your life you have no chance.
No chance.
But
It's just one glorious year.
Imagine that 1 year. And I'm saying all your teams. I'm saying
I know that.
The Salukis win March Madness.
That's fantastic. It's a great year. It's fantastic. But, like, that would eliminate the Bulls, like what I experienced of the Bulls winning 6. That would eliminate the Hawks winning 3. Come on, Big Cat. Like what are we doing then as sports fans the rest of our life?
But let me ask you this question. Do you think, let's say you live a very long and healthy life, you live to 90 years old, do you think that we're going to get one in every single sport?
Yes. I don't think we're going to get a Cubs-like drought again.
I don't know.
You already got
a
Bears Super Bowl. I mean, in your lifetime, you've already got that.
No, I'm saying but this is going forward.
Going forward.
Yeah, this is going forward for the rest of his life. Because that's the risk. You're saying basically, I'm not going to take every win in a calendar year because I think I can win more for the rest of my life.
All right, so you're saying 52-year-old me now, going forward, I get 1 year now of every one of my teams?
Yes.
52-year-old me. Okay.
52-year-old you get every single one of your teams, and you have no idea that that's the end.
And I have no idea that that's the end, though. Oh, okay.
That's the big part of it.
Oh, that's the Men in Black part.
Yeah,
I see.
If you knew it was the end.
All right, give me that then, yes.
Yeah.
At 52, then give me that. And because who
good
knows? I don't know when I'm going to die either. Who knows that?
Think about that year. It's a good hypothetical because I think it's just
What about you, Waddle?
No, I'm not.
You get the Bears, you get the Reds, you get Boston College. Who are your other teams? Who's your basketball team? I don't even know who your basketball team is.
The Bulls.
Are they?
So then you get the Bulls?
No,
yeah,
you're right. You know what it is for me? It's the Nuggets, right? Because I've spent so much time in Denver. That's what it is. Or maybe Sacramento. Maybe the Kings are my team. I don't know. Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a fun hypothetical.
So what did you pick?
I think I ended up landing on playing it out just because I'm a little bit younger than you guys.
You're convincing me.
Yeah, I did a good job convincing you.
Yes.
I want a Kansas City Chiefs type of run.
Actually, no. I did take the year because I take it back. I took the year because I have the realization. I have the self-awareness as a fan to know. I think the 4 major sports teams. I think I'll probably get one from each for the rest of my life if I live to 85. I don't think if I live to 85, the Badgers are ever going to win a football.
That's the thing. I think that's the clincher that you're getting your college to win.
Right.
Boston College isn't going to win anything.
Right.
No, I'm okay with that.
The Salukis aren't going to win it.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the cherry where it's like I'll never get that, and I'm going to get that as a bonus, and you just get to walk around for a year being like, look at me.
That could be the most meaningful out of them all sometimes is the way I look at it.
Yeah, because I do have a hope that all the 4 major sports, like there's enough parity in major sports where you think if you live for another 50 years, you'll win one of them. But if you root for a college team that's not one of the blue bloods in basketball or one of, the top teams in college football, you realistically will probably never see a title for your team.
Yeah, it would be an illegitimate title anyway because there's no chance BC or Wisconsin's going to win a national title in football. Something catastrophic may have happened.
Don't lump us
Why
together.
would you say that?
Because
don't lump us together.
It's not.
Don't
it's
lump
not
us
likely.
together.
It's not likely.
Don't lump us together.
You got Bill O'Brien now.
Yeah, I know.
He's a good football coach.
I doubt that we're going to win a national championship. If I had to put my money down on
Matt Ryan once was your quarterback.
I got
Ryan
it.
Poles is upstairs in this building. How dare you say that?
Do you want me to say it again? I think it's very unlikely that my college football team ever wins a national championship. They're not willing.
Loser
to play
talk. Loser talk.
Well,
hey, what did you have a thought over the whole WNBA fallout? Was there because there were many layers to this whole thing? Was there one thing from it that you were passionate about, or did it not move you?
No, I just thought the whole thing sucked. I thought the whole thing sucked because it's just become more than it's become a discussion that doesn't have anything to do with basketball, and it's like. Yes, of course the other players are jealous of Caitlin Clark, but that's a natural emotion that I want to see play out on the court, and rivalries are good for sports. So I don't have any problem with any if it had been a cheap shot at her knees or when she's up in the air going for a layup, I feel a little bit different. That wasn't to me that was not that hard of a cheap shot. Yeah, you shouldn't do it, but who cares? That's part of right. The next time they play, like the story gets deeper and more people tune in. So I just feel like just leave it to basketball. Let it all play out on the court. I don't care about any of the, like people having this discussion about race in America and like Caitlin Clark's viewership and all that stuff. Just let it play out.
Let it play. At least you admit that there is jealousy. Like the people who say that there isn't resentment or jealousy, I think they're completely blind to all this.
And it's a natural emotion. If someone showed up and you have been doing the same job for whatever, if you're a 10-year vet in the league and someone shows up and everyone's like, oh my God, she's basically giving you a life and she's making you like, and you've been playing basketball for this long time, you're going to be jealous. That's exactly how you should feel.
The jealousy is that you've got women that have been in that league for 10 years making $65,000 to $70,000 a year, and she steps in with a $28 million shoe contract. If you don't think there's some animosity, I think you're on a different planet.
Right.
Same thing happened.
Human.
Same thing happened in the NFL prior to them making rookie contracts slotted. When Sam Bradford was the first overall pick and negotiated a contract for whatever it was, everyone in the National Football League that was a veteran resented Sam Bradford's contract. Everybody.
Right. And on the flip side, I don't think that like you like people are like, oh, they need to protect her and they can't let people do this to her because they need to like these women need her more than they need it. Like just let it play out. Why no one should roll out the red carpet for her. She's a rookie. That's what happens to rookies. When she plays well and she has a career that goes a long time, she'll be able to basically get the last laugh on everyone. That's how it's going to play. That's sports.
Good stuff, Big Cat. Thank you.
All right.
Cubs are back.
Boys.
Cubs are back.
Until Fetty sticks it up there, you know what, tonight.
Yes, that's going to happen probably. All
Fetty
right,
and Tyon, where can I get that front seat?
Well, tonight at Marquee.
Yeah.
All right, see ya. There he is, Barstool Big Cat.